Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's just imagine for a second, what if you could build a system that just sells for you, like on autopilot, consistently, predictably? Well, today we're cracking open the master blueprint from the book Sell Like Crazy to show you exactly how to do just that.
And this right here? This is the core belief, the absolute foundation of the whole system we're about to unpack. The idea is simple but powerful. Selling isn't just a job, it's probably the single most valuable skill you can have in the entire world.
And hey, that's the best part, you really don't have to be. This whole thing isn't about being born with some kind of special talent or charisma. Nope, it's all about having the right system in place. So you ready? Let's dive in.
Okay, so the first big secret, and this is a big one, is that professional selling isn't magic. It's a system. Think of it like a machine that you build, one that predictably turns total strangers into happy customers. And that machine has a name. It's called a sales funnel.
So what in the world is this funnel? Well, just think of it as a carefully planned journey you guide your customer on. It's specifically designed to take someone who has literally never heard of you and, step by step, turn them into a paying customer. And it all happens over 4 really critical stages.
And this is the classic roadmap for that journey. It's called the AIDA model. First, you've got to grab their attention, with a killer headline or a catchy ad. Then, you build their interest, maybe with some powerful storytelling. Next up, you help them make a decision, usually by building a ton of trust with things like social proof and reviews. And finally, you make it super easy for them to take action with a really clear call to action.
I mean, you've seen this a million times, right? On Amazon, booking sites, everywhere. This is a classic psychological trigger called scarcity. Its whole job is to create a sense of urgency and nudge customers towards making a decision now. But here's the thing. This is just one tiny piece of a much, much bigger puzzle, which is crafting an absolutely irresistible offer.
You could have the most perfectly designed, beautiful sales funnel in the world, but it's totally useless without an offer that people just can't refuse. And here's the key takeaway, the big aha moment. It has almost nothing to do with being the cheapest.
Instead, it's all about stacking the value so high that the price just kind of becomes irrelevant. We're talking bonuses, guarantees, extra services, you name it. You pile it on until the customer looks at the whole package and just thinks to themselves, wow, I'd be an absolute fool to say no to this.
And this is such a great way to see the difference. A weak offer, what does it do? It talks about price, 10% off. But a truly irresistible offer, it changes the entire conversation. It's not about price, it's about completely removing the customer's risk, which makes saying yes feel totally safe and, honestly, just easy.
I mean, just think about the legendary Domino's guarantee. 30 minutes or it's free. Were they the cheapest pizza? Nope, but they completely reversed the risk for the customer. It was simple, it was powerful, and it made them a giant because it was nearly impossible to argue with.
Okay, so to make all of this, your funnels, your offers, really sing, you have to go a layer deeper. You need to understand the hidden psychology behind why people say yes, because it's not random at all. It's actually based on very predictable patterns of human behavior.
And these are the big ones. Think of them as the invisible triggers that are constantly influencing our decisions. You get a free sample at a store. That's reciprocity at work. You see a product with thousands of 5-star reviews? That's powerful social proof. A website screams only 3 left, pure scarcity. Honestly, when you master these, it's like having a sales superpower.
All right, now for the moment of truth. Actually closing the deal. This is it. This is where the conversion actually happens, and it's where most sales are either won or, sadly, lost. Your job now is to guide that customer to a confident yes.
But first, we need a huge mindset shift. An objection is not a rejection. Say that again. It's not a no. It's actually a request for more information, or maybe just a little more reassurance. They are basically buying signals in disguise. So let's look at how you can handle the ones you hear all the time.
So instead of getting nervous or defensive when you hear these, you should actually expect them. The real pro move is to have a pre-planned, value-packed solution for every single one before the conversation even begins.
See how this works? It's brilliant. Someone says, I don't have the budget. You don't argue. You just solve their problem. You offer a payment plan. You're not fighting their objection. You're reframing it as a chance to provide even more value. And that makes it so much easier for them to just say yes.
Okay, but what if they still don't buy? Well, this right here is where most people completely drop the ball. They think the game is over.
But your job is not done after one conversation. In sales, the real fortune is always in the follow-up.
Just look at this number, 80%. What is that? According to the research, a staggering 80% of sales are made after the 5th follow-up. And yet, get this, most people give up after just 2 or 3 tries. That huge gap, that's your golden opportunity.
And let's be clear, this is not about being annoying or pushy. It's about having a system, a plan that provides real value across different channels, email, a call, social media. It keeps you top of mind, so that when they're finally ready to pull the trigger, you're the first and maybe only person they think of.
So, let's just pull it all together. It's a system, right? Not a personality trait. You build the funnel, you craft that irresistible offer, you use the hidden psychology of persuasion, and then you follow up relentlessly. That is the complete, repeatable blueprint to sell like crazy.
And that's our breakdown of the Sell Like Crazy blueprint. The whole system is right here for you. So the only real question left is the one right there in front of you. What is the one step from this system that you're going to put into action tomorrow?